Hello, hello. I am Bridget Rowe. I am energy. I am powerful, and I am who I say I am. Hi, Ish. I love the intro. She says, "There's this guy on Facebook named Norwood Williams Jr." First, before I even begin, I'm glad you said that because I want to say thank you to him. I put his link, his Facebook page in the description of this particular video because he helped me with my intro and my outro, and I feel so cool. He got me looking good over here. So I wanted to say that first and foremost, welcome, welcome, welcome. I appreciate you all being here. I was in like a Facebook timeout. I don't know what I did, but after this particular video, I might be back in timeout because I have an image that I want to share with you all. And it's kind of rated R. So if you have children, this is not the video for the children. I just wanted to share this because there was depth in this video that I saw when I saw it on Instagram. And I don't know the artist's name. And if anybody out there knows the artist's name, tag them so we can let them know how talented, how amazing that we think their artwork is. Hello, Emmanuel. Thank you for being here. Because when I first saw it, I realized I didn't know what it was at first. And then I began to realize how deep this artwork was. And I was like, oh my God, this really couldn't really be that peace. You know, sometimes we need that physical to be that peace, to understand that all things are energy. And even when it comes to sex, you know, so sex is energy, a touch is energy, meaningless sex is energy. And that's the title for this particular video, is going to be Meaningless Sexual Ties. And the purpose of this is to talk about how meaningless it may feel in the beginning while you're at your lower self. But then when you evolve to your higher self, you realize even the meaningless sexual ties were meaningful because it helped you evolve to your higher self and helped you to realize everything that you were looking for on the outside, you already had within. And you did not need those external factors. So with that being said, I really want to just jump into this video. I want to take my time, and so whoever not here, they could jump into it later or whatever. But I want to take my time and discuss this because they have so many powerful messages in this one little image that I'm going to share with you all in a moment. And when I do, if you all could just comment what you think when you see this image for the first time, put that in the comments. And then at the end of the video, I'll look back at the comments and discuss those at the end. But I just want to share what it meant for me and in my journey and what I can share. Because oftentimes we have to realize that we're energy and we have to transform our energy. So what I'm saying here is our thoughts. Our thoughts are connected to each other. You know, that rap song, I think that's Ludacris, when I move, you move, because we are collective consciousness. And so when we have sexual ties with another person, that thought, that longing, that lust, whatever it is, that desire, whatever it is, that person can feel that. Even if there was somebody new, that new person could even feel that. So I want to start off by saying the people on Instagram had me laughing yesterday because when I posted this image, I lost so many people that were supposed to be followers. They must not really know who I am because I'm introverted to the core. I could sit up in here. If all of y'all leave right now, I could sit up here and still be talking to myself because I talk to myself every day because the kingdom of God is within me. It is not outside of myself. It is within me. But they laughed. They were like dropping like flies on my Instagram page because I posted this picture and I could understand it. I laughed at it. I understood why they were leaving because they took a glimpse at it and said, oh my God, who is Salt of the Earth Publishing? Oh my gosh, I don't want this on my timeline. And they just laughed. And for me, when I first looked at it, and I was like, what is this? Because I saw it on somebody else's page, and I was like, what is this? But then when I began to look in deeper, see, the rabbit hole runs deep. And for those who aren't equipped to go deep within, they'll miss out on all the hidden jewels in the physical or the spiritual reality because they didn't have the ability to go in deep. Because they have that foolish mindset, like it talks about in the biblical text, the fool that despise wisdom and instruction. And so when they begin to fall, when they begin to, stop following me, it reminded me of the biblical text, because y'all know I came up in church, so I could apply that biblical text and those allegory stories to so many things in the physical reality. And it reminded me of that scripture that says, for they went out from us because they were not of us. Because had they been of us, no doubt they would have continued with us. And so with that being said, we have to understand when people's part in our story or in the story is over. We got to learn how to let people go so that we don't keep raising the dead. We got to learn how to say bye, Felicia. But the show must go on. So they left my page, and I'm fine with it. So, and if you all have to leave when y'all see the image that I'm about to show y'all, well, be blessed. I understand. But I want to break down this image because I feel like even those people that are resonated in their lower self, that are lustful, that are looking for love in all the wrong places, that are seeking validation, I feel those people need me too. I can't always be on high frequency. I can't always be, well, I can, if I want to just be holier than thou. But I gotta remember, we all collectively gotta remember we are energy. The sun does not shine at the same temperature every day when you get the weekly forecast. So why are you resonating on the same frequency every day? It don't work like that. Energy fluctuates. Energy transforms. And so we have to become shapeless and formless to be whatever it is. This is why I always say, I am who I say I am. Those people don't define me. They could leave me. They could talk about me. They could call my mama, because a lot of them call my mama since she's the minister. And oh, Lord, did you see your daughter? Did you see your daughter? You could call my mom if you want to. It's okay. So let's jump into this here. I'm going to show you the image. Like I said, if you have children, please remove the, like little babies. Maybe you talk to your children about it later, but this is for adults. I'm about to share my screen right quick. Let's see. Let's see to my Instagram page so you can see the picture that I am speaking about. This is a picture that I'm talking about that I posted on my page. It is a very sexual picture, rated R picture. And I want to share my thoughts about this picture with you all. And what I first looked at when I saw this particular picture. So the first thing I saw on this particular picture when I saw it on somebody else's page is the fact that they had the women on top of this particular tree. That was what I saw first. And I guess that's why people stopped following me when they saw that particular part of the picture, because the women, they look rather sexual. But if you look at the bottom of this particular picture, you'll notice that this particular man, this is this man's mind. This man's mind, his thoughts, the energy inside of his head. And he is connected. This is a tree. So he is connected through thought with all of these different energies. Now, I'm not trying to say nothing before I get started, because I got a lot of men followers here. I'm not trying to say nothing about men being, nasty or anything. I'm not trying to bring no man down. I don't do that on my channel. This could have been a woman. I didn't draw the picture. I'm just speaking of this piece of art. So anyway, in this man's mind, he is connected through all of these women. And I looked at this picture as if it was sexual ties. I looked at this picture as if he was connected to these women at one point in his journey because he went inside of them. Now, he didn't just go inside of them through sex, through vaginal penetration. He went inside of the mind. He went inside of their mind because we have these ties that are connected through thought. Now, he could very well be over with all of these women that he went with in the mind and found this new woman who's next to him. But still, the previous women are still connected to him through thought. And so when I begin to look at these women, I looked at them individually and they all told a story to me, because at the very bottom of the picture, you see the woman who's flipped over, the woman that have been over backwards to do something for a man. That told a story to me. The woman that'll do any type of sexual favor for a man, that'll do the oral, that maybe when she is having orgasms, even when she's not with the man anymore, she's thinking of him. She's thinking of him. And so he is feeling that thought, is what I'm saying here, because thought is energy. He is feeling that thought. He can be done with every last one of them, but they're still lusting. They're still in their lower self where that fire and desire is, thinking about this particular man. And then next to it, after I say this, I'm going to clear this picture off the screen. Then next to it, I want you to get this visual though. Then next to him is a woman who is in her lower self. She's in her lower self, and look at where her hand is. She's there in lower self with fire and desire also. But look at her head. Her head is like a little nest. A little nest with two little eggs inside of the nest. But it's part of this particular tree. The nest is on a tree. And it shows kind of like her innocence, because the eggs that are inside of the nest haven't even been hatched yet. And so it shows how vulnerable she can be in her journey. So what I'm trying to say is the meaningless sex has deeper ties than we probably want to admit that they have. That when the relationship is over, for those women who still think about that man all the time, who can't move on to another man because they're thinking about the last sexual encounter with the last one that they were with, that energy can be felt by that man. That energy can be felt by that man. And I want to share this with you, because this is why the no contact rule works. You know how they say you could use the no contact rule for 30 days and then you get into your life and you do your thing and you start to love yourself and pamper yourself and go out and start to, put the makeup on or whatever. Well, this picture is why it works. This picture will shine light on why it works, because it is equivalent to one of those women on that tree getting off the tree and no longer being part of it. It's like the branch of the tree is broken. And so he feels that energy. He's like, who was that? Who just left? Wait, that was Charlene. Let me call her. So Charlene the left. She's evolving higher. She's vibrating higher. So now he wants to go and get her to come back. Not because he loves her so, because he misses that thought, that attention, that connection, just so that she can be back on the tree in her position. And so this is what happened, the control factor that happens when you are at your lower self. And lower self in the biblical text is talked about over and over and over again. But one story that we all probably could remember is the Sodom and Gomorrah story, lower self. Remember in that particular story, they talked about how, you know, there was sin, there was men even having sex with men. And you got to understand that sex and desire comes from the sacral chakra, comes from lower self, the fire within. And so that fire and desire in the lower self, them behaving that way, was the same thing that destroys you. In other words, don't play with fire, else you get burned. So God supposedly in this allegory text was gonna send fire to this town to destroy everybody that was there because of the lust, because of the desire. And so when we're in a place of desiring so much, what we're sending out energetically is a signal to the universe that we have a lack, we have a void, something is missing. So when we filled up, we are on a love frequency, but when something is missing, we are in our lower self with lack. A desire like this here for a man, for somebody outside of us, shows the lack in us. Because the blessings of God, or should I say the universe, are yea and amen, and it goes according to how we feel. But these people, we have to understand, I'm not saying this is wrong, but if you cannot escape this point in your journey, it becomes addictive. It shows you who you are and where you're vibrating at. And I'll explain that to you in a minute, because these people, these women, they could probably say, oh, I'm just trying to get mine. They can very well say that, but I want to show you something energetically. Let me see if I can put this here on the screen. Okay. How the thoughts that we have are electrical. How we should be creating with our thoughts. So in creating with our thoughts, these women have created a signal that every woman on that tree and even that new woman can feel. Now, see that new woman that was at the bottom? She could very well be the wife. She could very well be the wife that the man really cares about. But the man never took the moment to get rid of all the previous meaningless relationships or women that he had encountered. And so now the woman, because all things are connected to energy or thought, now the woman is picking up on signals in her head. The new woman is picking up on signals in her head when all them old women on that tree are thinking about him, or when he's thinking about them, or having orgasms and thinking about him and not with the man that they're with at the time, or longing for him, having wet dreams or whatever, because women are intertwined, connected through going in, letting that man go inside of them. So it's all energy. It's all energy that's vibrating and pulsating between one and the other. And so it becomes so important for us to clear the energy of the meaningless sex. And you know, in the biblical text, they talked about this here, and maybe this went over some people's head, because I look at the biblical text as allegory stories where I could apply it to my right now reality. In the biblical text, they talked about it about transforming and clearing energy, when they talked about the fig tree. And it's funny that this is a tree here, but a lustful one. Well, they talked about the fig tree, and in Jesus, in the allegory text, Jesus was hungry, and he saw a tree, and the tree only had a leaf on it or whatever, and it had no figs. And Jesus cursed the tree and said to the tree that it should not bear forth any more fruit. even though it wasn't even the season for figs to be growing. Jesus, what was happening in that allegory text was speaking the word, the energy. You remember how they say in the biblical text, there's power in the tongue? Well, he spoke the word to destroy that or transform the energy of that. But most people in their lower self don't know how to transform energies. So they walk around like this man here with these women with all these women in the tree just collecting. They're just collecting. They don't know how to transform it. Their frequency just get lower and lower. So I'm telling you all, Jesus was working magic in that biblical text now, teaching how to transform energy and how to clear energy. And interestingly enough, the next verse in the biblical text after talking about the fig tree was when Jesus went into the temple and they had the people that was buying and selling. And he said in so many words in that text, he says, this is supposed to be the house of prayer, but you have turned it into a den of thieves. Look at this tree. Do you not realize that this sexual energy that sometimes starts off as meaningless sex like here is just nothing but the Kundalini energy rising to the higher self, which can very well be like that parable that I just spoke of, a moment of prayer. A moment of manifesting and creating and sending, allowing things to be brought down to the physical reality. But if we are on this tree and stuck in the lower self of fire and desire, we're not manifesting and creating like we should be. We're using that energy for something else. So the sexual energy has turned into a room of thieves, because look at these people on the tree. They're void of something and trying to take it from someone else. They're looking for love in all the wrong places. They have to be void of love. And some people, we get into a place in our journey where it could be validation. It could be not having a provider. It could be just having just a lack of love. But we'll cover it up and act like, no, I'm just trying to get mine. Men do it, or women do it. So on this particular image that I want to share one final picture with you all about what I'm talking about the sacral chakra, and tie this in and wrap this up. You see this image. This image is showing you the word or the statement that resonates with whichever chakra pool of energy we're talking about. And for this one, we're talking about this particular orange one that says, I feel. The second to last at the bottom on the left of the screen, I feel. And that's the reason why I'm saying that these people may be to the core of it are void of something. When you have this many people connected to a tree, connected to one person, and there's not a balance in anything. See, life is about a healthy balance, even when we're talking about sex. So to the core of that person that's saying, oh, I'm out there just trying to get mine, that's having meaningless sex with everybody, that's picking up on all of this energy, to the core of it all lies maybe a woman that's saying, well, I didn't have my daddy, and I don't know what love is. So I'm going to go outside of myself. I'm going to go outside of myself, and I'm going to look for love outside of myself, at my lower self, because I haven't evolved to my higher self yet. I never reached the heart chakra yet. I don't really have eyes to see just yet. I don't have this understanding and all these things at the top just yet. So at the heart of it all is a little girl or a little boy that's feeling maybe useless. because maybe they were molested when they were younger. It's all tied into feelings. You see the I feel statement next to the lady in the picture. Or it could be, you know what, I'm 40, 50, 60 years old and I've never been married yet. It could be, I just want validation. And so what I'm trying to share here on this particular video is when you are resonating in the I feel like I don't have validation frequency, or resonating on the I feel useless frequency, or I feel like I don't have love frequency, then the universe is delivering that to you in abundance. Because the blessings of God are yea and amen, and it goes according to how you feel. It goes according to how you feel. And so just by having that thought in your mind, if you're single and you have the thought in your mind that I need love. I'm sorry, Tut. I'm so sorry. But what you're saying to the universe is, I am void of love. And that is the very thing that makes it hard for us to find it when we feel like we are void of it, because that sacral chakra energy is all about I feel. And so the universe is going to constantly give you just that. Oh, you're void? It's going to constantly create the void. And I'll tell you, and this will break it down to you in layman's terms. You ever heard somebody say, well, when I was single, I ain't never have no dates, so this and that and the other, whatever. But when I got married, when I finally found somebody, not everybody available. Because now that person is on the I am love frequency, and more love is coming toward that particular person. Even people at their lower self that's not evolved to the love frequency still vibrate to that particular person, because they are lacking. They're lacking it. They're on the frequency of lacking it. So of course they're going to be attracted to that married man. Because that married man have that love frequency on him that I already have frequency on him. And it is connecting each and every last person around him to become attracted to him, because he's on that I already have frequency. And the universe is abundant in whatever frequency we're on. It doesn't matter. And so we have people in the physical reality not knowing how to clear this energy. And that's the important piece on this video I want to share. How to clear this energy of being with so many partners in your past. Because your new wife or your new husband could feel that energy. Because all things are energy, frequency, and vibration. So you clear this particular energy, just like those two parables I shared with you in the biblical text of the fig tree and going to the church when they were selling and buying in the church. You clear it by speaking the word. It's really simple. This is not no rocket science. By speaking the word, you could speak clear away from me mentally, because you're God. You are who you say you are. You create this thing through thought alone. And you say in your thoughts that you're clear from all of those past ties that you entered into. And you could imagine yourself taking that knot out of that rope and being clear. You can do something in the physical as simply as taking a shower, and when the water falls on your head, you imagine your body being clear from everybody that you've ever had sex with. You could take a salt bath. You could have crystals, but it's important for you to understand the two things that must be done to clear the energy. One being speaking the word, and the other one having a physical thing that you can do to clear the energy away from you. Because we have people in the physical reality that is walking around like this man in this particular picture with constant flashbacks, accumulation of so many tides, so much of meaningless sexual energy tied to them. And some people, you could actually feel it when you look at them. They feel lustful. They look lustful. But that's why. And this is the kind of stuff that will mess up relationships, because that new lady, even if she had confidence, she's going to feel that mentally. She feels that energy mentally. Even if she the most confident woman in the world, when another woman is thinking about the man that she's with, she gonna feel it. She's gonna smell a stench. She gonna have a dream or something, because we women, we are tied into our heart, that electromagnetic field of energy. We're tied into our feelings already. And you think that that woman standing next to him don't feel the energy of all of them women on that tree? So I really thought this particular artwork was so profound, and I wanted to share with you all about meaningless sexual ties. And in the end of the journey, once you learn how to clear the meaningless sexual tie, you'll realize that it was all purposeful. It was purposeful for you to get you in a position where you go inside of yourself to find that love, where you can go inside of yourself and find that validation, to go inside of yourself and find God. It was purposeful for you to go outside of yourself and be hanging on a tree or a branch from a tree from a person that wasn't even giving you no attention. It was purposeful. Because we have to sometimes in the physical reality fall on our butt. And even as mothers and fathers, yeah, you could tell your children, but you cannot create in your children's reality. Even though we love our children so much, you can't create, because they're here for their own experience. But what we can do is encourage one another and show them the big picture of both sides. In the biblical text, it says Adam knew Eve because he went inside of her to get to know her. He went inside of her head, and that energy stayed with her in her mental capacity. But just because Adam went inside, or the man that you with, or the woman that you were with in the past went inside of your mental, it doesn't mean that you have to keep them there for always, because you are a powerful form of energy. And we all collectively need to understand how to transform energy on a daily basis, to be at peace and to be at balance with ourselves. Okay. I just thought that was really profound. I'm going to look at these comments right quick, and we can wrap this up. Let me see. Hey, Ruthie, thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. Emmanuel, love you more. Adrian, greetings. Just share this video. Thank you all. Thank you all for being so supportive. I appreciate you all being here. And I do these videos really from my heart to inspire others. When I see things profound like this, I just be wanting to share. I just be thinking about other people that are hurting, people that's not really understanding. Because if we could look at everything as being energy, frequency, and vibration, we could understand this universe. We could understand the entire universe. And there's so many things going on in this universe. In this universe, at this physical, no problem, Ish. I appreciate you. In this physical reality, and people are hurting, and women especially. Men hurt too. I get a lot of men, but I'm a woman. And so these women, the women that hurt so much, I feel like I'm not gonna exempt men from it. I know men have feelings, and they have to let their energy flow as well. But, and they have some emotional men too. Men are emotional. They be trying not to admit it, but they're really emotional. But I feel like in a sense a little bit more that they are able to move on a little bit faster. So that's why my heart goes out to both, but my heart really goes out to the women who get so stuck in relationships for years and years and years, from the man who went to go get cigarettes 10 years ago and never came back, and they never got into another relationship. And that man is on their mind all the time. It is equivalent to her being on one of these branches. And it is time for us women to come off the branch. Even if it's men, come off the branch. Come off the branch of just being a thought in somebody's mind and thinking he's coming back with the cigarettes and it's been 10 years. So you could live your best life, and not just live your best life so you can one day evolve. And I get it, everybody. This is not their lifetime to evolve to their higher self. I get it. I get that. I understand that. And I don't judge that. But if it is, if you're almost there and you just need that little missing piece, then this was for you. Then this was for you. And I gave you the visual of it to maybe help you see it a little bit better than what you saw it before. Because all things are connected, whether you see it or not. Let's see. Coolly. Thank you. Beautiful. So knowledgeable. Thank you. Yes, I appreciate you. This is definitely profound and so needed. Thank you, Goddess. Thank you, Ruthie. I appreciate it. Thank you for your insight and wisdom, Sandra. Thank you. Thank you all. I'm so thankful for you all. I really am. And I'm hopeful that you all are people that dive into the rabbit hole and understand that the rabbit hole runs real deep, and also understand that I'm not here to offend anyone or be the Jezebel here. You do what you want to do with your energy, just like I'm gonna do what I want to do with mine. And there'll never be judgment, because when you're shapeless and you're formless, you can understand all things. And when you see a religious person, you can understand them. You'll be like, understanding, okay, they want to do it that way because they love God so much that they just don't want to deviate from what their concept or their idea of God is. And so you could understand that. I get on here and I joke about, what would Jesus do, because I just want to share this with you all because of my mom, the church people. I just be teasing my immediate family. I don't never come here to offend anyone. That's just how I joke naturally with the people around me, because I gotta, well, I don't have to, but I send out little shots so they could know, okay, I see you, and I want you to evolve one day. So I play with them, but I would never try to insult anybody else of where they are in their journey, that I don't know. I do this out of love, because love energy is the energy that connects us all. Believe it or not, these people on this tree right here, they really believe that they are in love, but they never went inside of themselves to find out what true love is and what it is not. Because we come here in a physical reality equipped with everything inside that we need. The love, the validation, the power, the fact that we are gods and greater work shall we do, that the kingdom of God is within us, that we should think it not strange or robbery to be equal with God. We come here equipped with this knowledge, this knowing. If it would have been different, if we needed, and I'm not shooting any shots on, being single or whatever, with a woman or a man, but if we needed a woman or a man for that, it would have came with us from the womb in a backpack. But you know what we came with? We came with crystals fluid in our head, in our soft spot. That's what we came with. We came with that crystals fluid that on the day that we decide to wake up, it would rise to our higher self, to our higher crown chakra, and darn near bust our skull open, and we'll begin to look at life with new eyes. We'll begin to say that, wait, now I have eyes and I can see. Now I have ears and they are open. Now I am living because I once was dead. And then we can look at that biblical text and see all of those parables, all of the allegory stories, and we can turn it into new meaning. Because once you really have an experience with source energy, you can't look at the world the same again. And the old you is gone. Behold, all things shall become new. So that's what we came here with. The crystals fluid. We didn't come here for nothing. We didn't come here for nothing or nobody outside of us. The crystals fluid. Let yours rise to your higher self and become the God that you came here to be. And quit playing. Be blessed, y'all. I'm about to wrap this up. I don't see any more comments here. But be blessed. There's great love here for you. Check out my website, www.salttheearthpub.org, where you find my book, my products, consultations, seminars, all that good stuff. If you're not on YouTube, subscribe to my YouTube channel at Salt of the Earth Publishing. And that is all that I have for you all today. Be blessed. Goodbye.